Wait, what? Didn't we just do this?
Depends how people really follow their feed.
Yeah, I guess so.
Confused
Is this
a lot
fake
of
out?
Yeah, I don't know. Now people are like, well, what did I miss? It's Chris Honorado. It's Ashley Miller. It's Honorado and Company. We have breaking news in the local sports world on Honorado and Company. The KPM Restoration Rapid Reaction. Dave Smith, one of our guys here.
Our guy, yeah.
Scene. RPI hockey head coach has a new contract. We are going to talk with the coach coming up here. Ash, your thoughts just quickly on the new deal now officially being done.
Love it. Listen, from our perspective, he's great with the media. That's generally all I care about. Obviously, other people care about how good of a hockey coach he is.
You'd like them to win some games.
Yeah, I like them to win, but it's also helpful to us when they're good with the media.
Yeah. Look, winning teams are more fun to cover. That's for sure. This guy knows how to win. Dave Smith on the other side here, the KPM Restoration Rapid Reaction.
This Honorado and Company Rapid Reaction is presented by KPM Restoration.
All right, let's do it. It is a new 5-year contract for the head coach of the men's hockey program at RPI, Dave Smith. Joining us here on the show now, Honorado and Company. Let's bring him into the conversation. Coach,
hi,
congratulations, man. It's great to see you. Congrats on the new deal. The ink is certainly dry by now, man. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's exciting. It really is exciting to have the opportunity to continue to build what we've started, and I think a lot of people have bought into.
Coach, I know this has been something you were hoping for. Is there a sense of relief that now you can just be done with this and go to what's the important stuff, the hockey? Just play hockey and think about hockey.
You know, it's a hard question to answer, not truthfully, but succinctly enough, because I never checked out, right? I never, there were some questions and lots of speculation and whatnot, but my wife, Susan, our family, Ellis and Kylie, we remained committed to what we started here, and we haven't accomplished all of our goals. I think we're well on our way. So relief, yes, because when you don't have a contract, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And we've gone through a presidential change here during the time. And so relief is part of it, but also the satisfaction to see that other people have recognized what we are building.
Dr. Martin Schmidt is now the new president at RPI. It feels a little too formal for me to say that Marty. I feel like we're on a Marty term now, he and I, after he busted my chops a little bit at the hockey alumni golf outing. So he officially, gets this deal done with you, Dave. What has your relationship been with the new president at RPI? It's not even really 2 months old yet.
Well, I have had the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with Dr. Schmidt, but really this begins with Dr. McElroy as our director of athletics. Like, nothing happens without his support and his recommendation. And, the timing as Dr. Jackson was going out and Dr. Schmidt coming in, I think there was maybe some conversations that Dr. Schmidt was having. I did get to spend, he was kind enough to bring his wife, Lynn, and their 4 boys who all played hockey to our opening team meeting. And also they came back to our golf outing, which you and him had that fun interaction. So I do think that this is not a coincidence. He's in his first 100 days here, and he's made a statement to our hockey alumni and the hockey program that we have a direction moving forward, and I appreciate that.
Coach, you're coming off a season 18-23-3. You get to the second round of the ECAC playoffs. Where do we go from here, and what have you added to this team? Obviously, you always subtract every year, but what have you added that you like and you think, yes, we are still going in the right direction with this group?
Well, there's a lot, and I'm not in mid-season form right now, Ash. I'm in preseason form, but we've added some transfers. We've added 3 transfers. We've added 7 new players. We've increased our win total every year. But we've also got the foundation of success in terms of how we act in the weight room, how we act in the community. We've got a 3.5, better than a 3.5 GPA. So the foundation is set. We have a program that we can be proud of. And yes, and I heard you guys talk in the pre-log there, just that, yeah, covering winning teams is important. So we're on this path of improvement. We do have to pay attention to the last couple of years where we had a canceled season and no fans. And I mean, in the world of recruiting, every single team is using that against us. Yeah. But we have terrific fans. We've got a terrific facility. We've got terrific history and reputation. And as long as we keep building, we want it to happen yesterday. Success right now for us looks like getting to Lake Placid, winning the league, getting into the NCAA tournament, getting into the top 20. Those are the goals that we talk about with our guys. Those are within reach. Those will be hard, but those are attainable. We need some good things to happen, and that's what we work towards.
It's a 5-year contract. This is real commitment from an administration to the head coach, which is so good to see. It allows you, Dave, to build, like you've said. 4 straight home games to start the year. I pulled up the schedule here, and I know you're going to tell me, Honorado, there are 2 exhibition games at home before that, so it's really 6, you idiot. I hear you, because I heard you say in the golf outing, yeah, they're exhibition games. They may not count in the standings, but we are playing them to win. It's Mercyhurst officially, the season opener on October 8th. This is a nice little stretch to get you started because, like you said, there was a season that was canceled. There was a season where no fans were allowed. Now you've got 4 straight regular season home games to kick off what'll be a full capacity allowed at the Houston Fieldhouse.
Well, I don't think you can do the things that you're doing by being an idiot. So I'm not even going to touch that.
I was going to say he wouldn't even say that anyway.
Yeah,
we just talked about how great he is with the media.
He's Canadian. He's too nice.
Yeah, we've got nicer words than that. Yeah, I mean, our guys are here now. They're lifting with the strength coach. They're doing captain's practices. We're working on team building, culture, and chemistry. And I'm hearing from the guys that this is as close-knit team as they've ever been on. And, we've been through adversity. And often after adversity, teams can really find something that brings them together. Maybe it was COVID for us, maybe not. We haven't played any games. Friday, October 7th is our first NCAA game against Mercyhurst. But every day we're on the ice. Sorry, Chris. I tried to slide it in there, but I couldn't stop looking at you when you caught yourself. But
okay, I can change things quickly here.
I was trying to slide through it, but you brought it back. Every day these guys practice is their Stanley Cup right now. They're so excited to have fans coming back to the field house and to have positive news and to have a president that has shown up at 2 events and understands hockey. I mean, him and his wife Lynn talked about pinching defensemen, and all 4 of their boys were defensemen. And I'm like, there's some real pressure here now when you've got the president's wife evaluating how our defensemen are playing.
Coach, you talked about culture and building culture, and I feel like at this point, do you find that because you have guys that are now maybe 4 years in your program, do they take some of that off of you and you get, like you said, captain's practices? Do you get your leadership group that kind of takes that away? You don't have to preach culture and teach culture as much anymore because it's now sort of ingrained because you've been there for the amount of time.
Yes and no, Ash. I think my job from day one has been to give the players the culture that they can understand and I don't want to say control, but culture is really just your behavior. Right? It's all lots of fancy words, but we can say fancy words. If we don't act, we are what we see, we are what we do. And the players are carrying that on. Our job as coaches isn't over, though. The culture doesn't stop. We need to keep talking about the important things. We need to make sure that our directional beacon is heading in the right direction at all times. And sometimes we need to, pull that choke chain a little bit and say, hey, fellas, are we actually working towards our common goals and living our values, which are, family, commitment, integrity, and discipline? And that's our job. But absolutely, the veteran guys are taking a hold of this team, which is great to see.
I'm not sure if you know this, but you start the season on October 7th this year. When that happens, Dave, what is it about this group as you get to know them really still that excites you? Like if I'm in the Houston Fieldhouse for the course of this season, I'm going to see what on the ice?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I do know that you're going to see competitiveness. You're going to see heart and desire and grit and determination. I do believe we've been trending towards a faster, more skilled team. We've added a couple defensemen, 3 defensemen in particular that are very fleet of foot and can move pucks and can play in all situations. But more speed and more skill. So, the evolution of recruiting and as you are building a program back up, you start with character, which we've done, and now we're infusing more and more talent with every class. And, even the future commits that we can't talk about, we're really excited about that just bring more speed, more skill, and more high-end talent.
Have you heard from fans? Listen, I know you heard from fans last year who weren't able to go to the Houston Fieldhouse. And I don't want to put a positive spin on it because there was nothing positive about not having fans in the Houston Fieldhouse, but it feels like we're at like a boil and it's ready to overflow. It feels like people are going to come out in force. You're going to get your college student fans, but it feels like you're going to get a lot of people from around here that if they haven't already been interested in RPI hockey, maybe will take a renewed interest in RPI hockey, because when you get something taken away, people kind of think about it a little bit more. It comes to the forefront and they want it.
I love that. I hope so.
Yeah.
I do believe that we, both on and off the ice, are going to have to pay attention. I know Dr. McElroy, we had a staff meeting yesterday, and the 2 words that he expressed that we're going to share with our season ticket holders and our potential new fans is appreciation and gratitude. And I think we're going to have to win some back. I think we've hurt some feelings, and I think they will come back. But we are going to have to mend those relationships and let them get to know our players again. We've got guys that have played here that they don't know. And if you go watch a hockey game, unless you love the game, it's not as enjoyable as if you have a favorite player and you can watch when do they come on the ice and what did they do. So we are going to have to work at it. But I do hope that your analogy there is correct, that it was taken away and they come back in droves.
Just because everybody is wondering, here's what it looks like RPI against Union this year. The back-to-backs. Those dates are right. I checked them.
Okay.
I'll double check them again. But I do know the January date is the MVP Arena game, the Mayor's Cup. The 28th, October 28th, is the blackout game. Yeah. So you're going big against a rival, which is very cool too. So those are games that people, coach, are going to circle on their calendar and on their schedules, and you'll pack the house for sure in that one home game you get against Union, man. We're so pumped for you. You know that. Congratulations on the new contract. I hope there'll be a press conference here soon, I imagine, and I'm sure you'll get a bunch of other media requests. But we appreciate you doing this with us.
Well, I think Ash started off with saying that I'm good with the media. It's easy. I mean, you guys are great to deal with, but there's many others that are also, and there's some that have retired in my time here that they're really good people that you can just talk normal with, and I think RPI hockey has a thread that runs through many of the media, and they understand it and they know how powerful it can be. And honestly, I'm just appreciative, especially today as it goes public, that I have an opportunity to stand in front of you guys and represent the 28 players and the hundreds of alumni that have gone before our guys. That's a pretty lucky spot to be in for me. So thank you guys.
Well, let's go celebrate soon.
I'd love to.
Coach.
All right, Coach. Take care, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
That is RPI hockey head coach Dave Smith. Do we like Dave's wife more than we like Dave? Is that possible?
Ooh, it's close. He's shaking his head yes back there and backstage.
Maybe. Yeah.
She is pretty great.
Yeah. It's good to have her around for a little while longer, too. Congrats to our guy, Dave. We've known it was coming. It is official today. And it's a 5-year contract, as you see on your screen. Like I said before, this is commitment from an administration to its head coach, which allows Dave Smith and the engineer program overall to really kind of continue to grow this thing. Remember, like, you know, Ash, you brought up last year's record, and that matters.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that I think is stuck in everybody's mind is when the season was cut short by COVID in early March of 2020, an RPI team that was red hot going into the ECAC playoffs and just never had the opportunity that year to see maybe where that momentum was going to take it.
It's always kind of that what could have happened, what could have been from that season. Yeah. And it was heartbreaking to players. You know, you had guys who were seniors or grad students who said, okay, despite the fact that I'm going to get a COVID year, my life is bringing me other places, who couldn't return, who couldn't see that through. So yeah, it was heartbreaking. And I didn't think of it the way that Coach said, but he said, you know, we've hurt some feelings, and they did what was right for their guys, their organization. The college did what they felt was right for them. And that's great. And that's what you have to do. You got to stick by your guns. But yeah, I hope, like we said, I hope they come back in droves. I hope they support. We always hope every team around here gets support, because listen, sports are better when you have people in the seats cheering for the said team.
On the road Saturday morning in Saratoga, live from the Horseshoe to get you ready for the Alabama Stakes up in Saratoga. Check us out Saturday morning. All right, that is your KPM Restoration Rapid Reaction. Shout out to our guy, Jamie Kennedy, and our buddy, Jeff Stack, who put this together for us each and every week on Honorado and Company. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you don't catch us Saturday, you know where to find us Thursday mornings on the News Channel 13, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube pages. Congrats to Dave Smith, a 5-year contract now as the RPI men's hockey head coach.